Hello everyone and welcome to another G-Shock unboxing or video. Today I'm wearing my GWN Q1000 Marine Blue Series Golf Master G-Shock. One of the reasons why I'm wearing this today is to celebrate another G-Shock watch that I'm going to bring out that also have sensors built in it. It's twin sensor and they have a thermometer and also an altimeter built in here as well. I like this guy's 4 sensors built in him. This guy's great enough considering that this model over here was released in 1997. This guy was released in 2017. It's 20 years old, gap in different of age, and you know what? They somehow still look the same. They still have those round shape. They still have this G-Shock aesthetic into the build of the body. It's very interesting to see one of these again. Although I already reviewed this watch before as well, somewhere last year, but I'm certain a lot of you guys on the channel is very new subscribers. So 3 model of this. This is called the Riseman, the vintage Riseman. The reference number for this is the DW-9100BJ-1B. Comes in 3 colorway: black and red, black and yellow, and black and blue. The one over here is the black and yellow colorway. Obviously they all feature similar type of build construction. The only difference is the colorway for the bezel, the accents, and some on the watch face. It operates on Casio 1664 module, which I already talked about before last year as well. So go look back in the archive if you want to learn more the details on what this watch could do. The retail price for this originally 20 years ago is like 26,000 yen. That is very expensive, much more expensive than the Gravity Master GA-1000 model. That one is also twin sensor, compass, and thermometer, but this guy is altimeter and also thermometer. Similar feature like the GDF-100 series. When you think about it, this guy really reminds me of the GDF-100 series. If you guys new to G-Shock, let me just add photos of that model over here and compare them side to side. The GDF-100 series was originally released back in 2011, and this features twin sensor, thermometer, barometer, and altimeter as well, exactly similar to this, except that one have 5-button operations. This could be the vintage GDF-100 series. If you look at the watch case alone, you know right away this is a vintage Riseman due to how weird the shape is. I looked it up in G-Shock Japan website just to read out why they make this watch like so, why this watch have to look like this, and actually states just one sentence in the description. You know what, I'm going to read it out. Here is the watch over here. If you go down there in Japanese, obviously you could translate this to English if you want to, but in Japanese this just states that case, which is the case of this model, Sora ni ikiru mono no katachi kara ryusen gata no mochi ni design. They totally left us blank over there. They just states that this guy was based on a streamlined design of an object that is floating in the sky. What object? Like, is this a UFO? Is this a clouds? If this is a jet? If this is a parachute? I don't know. But if you look down to the watchband, they did mention that the material that they used to make this watchband, as far as this front region over here, this cloth or nylon part, is a material that made out of parachute. So yeah, it might be a parachute design, although it looks really weird at the first glance. Like the first time I own one of these, just right away you could spot that this literally looks like an alien face for some reason. It looks like an alien spaceship from this side. Look at that. They have this leg popping over here from the landing part to. I'm just probably my imagination, but you get the idea what I'm going to say over here. It's very weird design, very iconic as well, which makes these things very famous. An old vintage G-Shock watch over time tend to get rotten or deteriorate over time due to the material that they used to make one of these. That's resin, obviously it's gonna rot over time. But in my case right now, the bezel's still holding up very well, except the watch band on this model. It's like bothering me a lot, you know, when G-Shock just use a very high-end, high quality, tough material to build the watch band on their G-Shock watches, and then at the bottom layer they just add leather. Not even a leather, this is a synthetic leather, and I'm very certain that they know this material is not gonna last us years and years to come, but they still use this material. And just look at that. Although it looks really good. Look at this part over here, still holding up very well. It looks very good, it's very comfortable, it provides some grip on your wrist, it feels just nice, it's not as cold. But this is not it, man, especially when we're gonna be beating the hell out of this. I mean, this watch indeed was made to be beaten out. It was made for people who love hiking, climbing, since have those altimeter function built in them, barometer function, and also thermometer function built in there as well. Just want to talk about the function just roughly. We have date and time at home time, and we could access the barometer mode right away at home time with thermometer function. Press mode 1 will go to the altimeter mode, and then we'll go to recall mode, where it's going to register all the recorded information that you set it over here. Basically the altimeter informations, and then we have alarm, we have a stopwatch, and back to home time. And that is all for the function. And also we have more other simple tiny little things, such as the electroluminescence on this model with auto light features. We also have daylight saving time setting on rough, auto calendar to the year 2039. And last but not least, one of the best thing about G-Shock watches that have barometer sensors built in them is that they have a graph display as for atmospheric pressure tendency. That's it. That is one of the reasons why I love my Golfmaster over here, because I have the graph in the display where I use this every single day to predict the weather. Because you know what, I usually go out to film videos for you guys, take photos of my watches. I really need to know how the weather is gonna be, and all those tiny little environmental things that gonna affect the results of the contents that I made. That's it. Very easy. So that's why I love this thing so much. But back to this watch over here, you get the similar thing again. But do keep in mind the sensor that was built in here. If the sensors version 1, if I'm not mistaken, things that we got today is much better, much more accurate than this. But still, this one is great enough. If you compare this to 2000 side, they are almost accurate in my opinion. Such as right now, if you look at the tendency graph, it shows that the atmospheric pressure currently at my place is dropping down, which means it's gonna rain. And you know what? Just let you guys hear the sound of the rains falling right now. And that's it. This is the reason why I like G-Shock watch so much, because the sensors in them is accurate. It's almost like ridiculously accurate in my opinion, based on my experience. Obviously, although there are a lot of change and variables to this as well, but most of the time they are very much accurate as far as this Golfmaster model over here. I'm not sure about this guy, but pretty sure they're almost the same. Looking at the tendency graph of both of these watches right now, both of them are showing that the atmospheric pressure is dropping down. So yeah, it's gonna rain. I'm not sure of how long it's gonna rain, of how heavy it is, but it is definitely gonna rain. This watch also lighter in weight compared to this model over here. Gonna weigh you only about 61 grams, and that is very lightweight, similar weight as one of this. Like exactly the same with this. This one is also 61 grams. Put all this away. Since it's already raining right now, it's getting pretty dark. I'm gonna set up the camera real quick. That's much better. If you look at the front, we have a mineral glass but shaped in dome. I'm sure you guys can see. Look at that. It looks totally different than one of this. This is just flat mineral sapphire glass. This is just mineral glass but dome shape. I found that from my experience, dome crystal makes the watch aren't as reflective as this one over here. It's not a big deal at all. You could just tilt the watch just a little bit to tell the time, but yeah, from my experience, that's it. If you go back down here, you can see that backplate looks a little different than the usual G-Shock watch, and that is that the backplate for this very model is made out of titanium instead of stainless steel, like the usual G-Shock watch that we got today. I'm gonna add a close-up photos obviously for you guys to have a look closely. So what we have here, Casio 1664 module DW-9100, Japan Y titanium back water resistant to also 20 bar, and that is 200 meter, strong enough to withstand to any daily activities out there. There's one other thing that I need to highlight as well. We have LT thermal and Riseman writings and a logo, an image of Icarus. From G-Shock Japan website, they actually mentioned that Icarus is the man that sits closest to the sun, and one of the reasons how this guy accomplished that is having a wings. His dad built him a wing out of wax, and then he used the wing to fly closest to the sun, and then he reached too close, the wings just melt, and he just fell down into the ocean and just drowned. I don't know what to make out of that because of the sad ending over there, but yeah, we have that Icarus emblem at the backplate of your Riseman, so that's what it means. That's somehow related to people who love climbing, who love mountain hiking, because you're always getting higher and higher, and you know what? In a way, you are closer to the sun than everybody else. I might be totally wrong on that, but it's just how I see it. Looking back to the Watchband, we have one of the tiny little things that I need to highlight as well. 3 layers straps over here, and continuing to the Watchband in nylon. The band keeper features similar style parachute nylon material. The buckle, however, comes with Casio China Samiloid, which is weird. Most of the time vintage G-Shock watch with sensors equipping them like this usually will be made in Japan, but I'm guessing this Casio China thing over here will just be for the watch band only. The engine itself will be made in Japan. I'm gonna put this thing on my wrist and I'm just show you guys how this is gonna appear like, and then just conclude this video. The watch band is pretty long, so I'm gonna need to wear this all the way to the first hole from the top. Here is how the watch looks like on my skinny 15 centimeter circumference wrist. So if you have a bigger wrist than me, you won't have any issues at all. It's gonna fit you very nice. That's very perfect, although it's gonna sit very high on my wrist obviously, but this one also sitting up pretty high, so I'm very much used to this type of design. Look at this popping out tongue downside over here because the band keeper is sticking out down here. I need to push it all the way to the side, but even if I do, I'm pretty sure this tongue gonna pop in outwards like so. If you are really annoyed by this, you could just snip this thing off, although not recommended, but what else you could do? The watch band is already breaking down anyway. If you have another loop or rubber band, just add it over here and stick it like so. It's gonna look very great, no problem at all. I mean, just look at it, it's very nice. Watch band is pretty long, so in a way you could just wear this over your windbreaker. If you're going out hiking, you're probably gonna be wearing thick outfits and a lot of thick sweaters. Wearing this outside your jacket is one of the ways to do it, and that is also one of the reasons why they make the watch really big, so that your sleeve won't cover the watch even if you wear your watch directly on your wrist. In a way, it is more convenient. You'll have your access to have a look at, to tell the time, to tell the barometer, to tell the altimeter right away, just at the flick of a wrist without needing to, you know, add an extra step of pulling your sleeve backwards like so. That is it that I have to share with all you guys about this vintage DW9100 series G-Shock Riseman watch. Let me know what you guys think about this model. Do you own one of these? Do you like this or not? Which I'm sure that most of you guys aren't, but anyway, just leave your comments down below. It's really excited to see them. And thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you found this video useful, informative, and entertaining as well for your future reference. And don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this coming up in the future. Again, guys, thank you very much for your support. This is G-Shock High Fashion Channel, and look at this popping out with stuff. Out.